besides it being Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbos that we repent, this is the Sedra Haazinu this week. We read it in the Torah. And in a 2009 Telegraph article on the effects of the internet on poetry, Stephen Adams wrote, "Rather than killing it off, modern technology like email, social networking, sites such as Facebook and online media players are helping poets reach new audiences. Surprisingly, the vehicle most conducive for the growth of poetry over the internet is Facebook. With groups on Facebook hosting live readings and publishing pamphlets, poetry is sprouting. Lovers of poetry claim it was easily foreseeable that the internet would be the next hub for the growth of poetry. After all, as a natural form of human communication, poetry extends past simple written prose. This week's Sedra is unique, for the entire Sedra is one long poem, a shira in the Torah's language. While the poetic style of this week's Sedra might seem challenging at first, with a little analysis, true gems are easily found. One gem in particular deserves extra attention, as it addresses one of the most challenging aspects of religion. Theodicy is a word used to describe the study of how a caring and compassionate God can allow bad things to happen, especially when it happens to good and innocent people. The question has been asked in the abstract, and scholars try to explain it, but it really applies and brings question when tragedy occurs. Theodicy also examines how good things can happen to bad people. How often are bad people allowed to thrive and strive and succeed? And we sit there and ask, how could this happen? How could bad people live in the life of luxury while good people continue to suffer? Where is the justice? There's no comprehensive answer to the challenge of theodicy. The only answer we have is in a series of suggestions that either limit the question or attempts to lend reason to an apparent injustice. In this week's Sedra, the latter is found. The verse states, and I quote, so I apologize for reading, "Sing out praise, all the nations, for his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, inflict revenge upon his adversaries, and appease his land and his people." In his commentary to this pasuk, Rashi explained the meaning of the verse. Now, it was within my power, Rashi writes, meaning God, to punish the nations that persecuted Bnei Israel immediately. But I said, as I live forever, I will not hasten to exact punishment. There is time for this, because I, God, live forever. I will exact punishment in the latter generations. Furthermore, I have the power to exact punishment both from the living and from the dead. A mortal king, who may die, Rashi continues, at any moment, hastens to avenge himself during his lifetime, because either he or his enemy may die without seeing his punishment being meted out. But I, says God, live forever, so that if the enemy dies and I have not yet exacted punishment upon them, I will exact punishment from them when they are dead. There isn't any answer that completely answers the question of theodicy, but there is the knowledge that what is apparent at face value isn't the entire picture. God's ability to mete out justice isn't limited to a certain time frame. The questions of theodicy are greatly fueled by time and the need to see immediate results. Knowing that God works differently helps to weaken the challenge of theodicy. Shabbat Shalom.